How's she going? Hey, welcome back to Cruising with Cory. It's winter. We don't have snow, which is pointless in the winter to not have snow. But it's winter, and I thought I'd give you my top 5 car shows in the state of Michigan. So check them out. At number 5 on Cory's top 5 Michigan car shows, we have the Detroit Autorama. So Autorama happens in March, usually like the first weekend, I believe. This year it is the 1st through the 3rd. Happens at Cobo Center, TCF, Huntington. I don't know what the hell they call it now. I call it Cobo. Call it what you want. That's where it's at. This is one of my favorites. It is downtown. It's a cool vibe downtown. But you get together with friends. So this show happens during the winter. We've all been without our cars for a few months. We're just getting itchy. And we get to go here and do car guy stuff in the winter. And a lot of your homies are in here, to be honest. So you get to go support them. That's a fun time for them. They're busy as hell, running around like crazy while they're there. But, yeah, the homies are there. You go support them. Just do car guy stuff in the winter. So this main floor here is mostly for the shiny cars, restored stuff, super customs, all original survivors. The lowrider's been up here the last few years with a good showing. The high dollar race cars, stuff like that, like expensive stuff. There is a toy show up there. You can buy models and toys and posters and all kinds of cool stuff in the back. There's also celebrities walking around, quite a few celebrities every year. I usually don't go for them, but this year we were walking around and ran into Danny from Count's Customs. That was pretty cool. He's a cool cat. But where I belong, in the basement, the dungeon, I don't care what you call it. That's what I call it. That's where I belong. You see the surface rust, the rust holes, patina, steel wheels, Mexican blankets, seat covers, oil leaks, leaking everything. I don't care. Bagged everything. Weird shit. Oh, yeah, that's where I belong. But they play music down here. It's a whole different jam down here. Pin-up contest. You can just see people are dressed different down here. As I like it. This is where we belong. But yeah, that's the basement. That's what you do in the basement. Some cons to Autorama. It does have a couple cons. Probably cost being one of them. I think it's $20 at least per person, if not more. Food if you're down here, if you want that. Beer's expensive while you're in there. You had to pay to park. Not sure exactly how much that is. We tend to do it a little cheaper. We may eat down here, we may not. But we usually park at a cheaper lot off of Cobo somewhere. Catch the people mover, catch a cool cruise through downtown. Get off, walk around, do our thing, catch the people mover back, and we're good. Another thing, it does get crowded. People everywhere. So if that's one of your things, trying to take pictures and record there is almost impossible. What can you do? We're all there for the same reason. So yeah, people everywhere. If you get anxious, claustrophobic like I do, that is definitely a con. There is a lot of walking. Because if you want to see all the cars go up and down every aisle in the basement, every aisle up top, there's a lot of walking around, so be prepared for that. Bring some water, be hydrated. Also, it's in the winter, so you bring your coat with you, and then you get to walking around in there and you get hot. There is a coat check for a couple bucks. Not sure. We've done that before, too. Oh, and this is a con for me at least. Might be for other people, I don't know. But with the main floor being full of shiny cars and these big old bright lights to show them off, I kind of get a headache walking around with all the reflections and everything in there. So I kind of cruise through up top and then get to the basement where it's a lot more my pace. That is my pros and cons of Autorama at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have the Frankenmuth Autofest. This is typically the second weekend in September. This will be about a 1.5 hour ride north of Detroit. It's a cute little German/Christmas town. Plenty of eateries, bars and sightseeing to do. Honestly, cruising through here doesn't even look like or feel like Michigan. It's a cool place to go to check out whether you're going to the Autofest or not, in my opinion. The Autofest is a all-weekend show. Friday, the town is just a cruise, cars cruising back and forth the whole town, just people seeing what's going on. A cool thing about this show is you can actually save spots. That's what a lot of people do on Friday. They go into the park where the show is at and they put up a tent or chairs, or you can actually leave your whole car there for the night. But they do allow you to save spots. I've done it. Then later in the night on Friday, they shut down the downtown part and they just park cars on both sides all the way down. It becomes a block party. This is a cool event. I've walked by it. There's a little too many people there for me, for my liking, so we don't really go to that. But that is what happens on Friday. Saturday is the day of the big show. I believe it opens around 8 a.m. We left the hotel around 7, got in line 7:30, 8 o'clock, we were in, set up, doing our thing. Throughout the big show, there's all kinds of stuff going on, different displays and contests and different things going on throughout. They also give away gift cards and stuff every few minutes. They're yelling over the loudspeaker for you. Also, there is a riverboat that you can take, and it goes right past the park where the Autofest is taking place. You get a nice view of that. Also, the boat continues on, and you get some nature. And we've seen some eagles and a bunch of fish and water life. On Sunday is the late model day. I guess that is 88 and newer. Not sure how big of a hit this is since I'm not really into those cars. We don't really stick around for that, but that is a thing on Sunday. So a couple of cons I have for the Frankenmuth Autofest. It was really hot when we were there. Michigan does get hot, believe it or not. It was kind of hot, so make sure you stay hydrated. People can be a con. There was big crowds. There was a lot of walking room, but there's just crowds. A lot of people everywhere. It's a big show. The distance can be a con. Like I said, about an hour and a half north of Detroit. Finding a hotel would be a con as well. The ones close to town or in are usually booked up well in advance. We have to get a hotel in Saginaw, which is about another half hour away. It was worth it. I didn't have any problems with it, but if we could find something closer, that'd be nice. But price could be a con. It's $35 to register, which for the whole day, the whole weekend being there, the big show, you get a goodie bag and everything. But add on hotels and eating and gas and all that stuff, it can get kind of pricey. So yeah, there's my brief overview of the Frankenmuth Autofest and why that is number 4. At number 3, midway through the list, we have the Woodward Dream Cruise. So this one, obviously it's Woodward, it's on there, it's got to be on there. But this one can be kind of controversial. Some people might have it at their number 1 show, while others may not even have it on their top. And I guess we'll get into some of that while we go through why I have it on here. So first of all, it is one of the largest car gatherings in the country, so you got to give it its props for that. And there's a lot to do, no matter where you're at. There's always something different going on. It's not just you have to watch the main avenue, Woodward, and see the cars. There's different displays. So a lot of people just believe that Woodward is one day. It's the last, the second to last Saturday of August. People just think it's a one-day thing. If you do Woodward right, it's really over a week long. It starts the prior Friday. People will be out there, and of course the weekend. But then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, cars out there every single day. As the week goes on, it gets progressively busier. But that's when I like to go. During the week, you can park, you can see cars are cruising. There's still a lot of cars out there. That's the best time to go. A lot of people think it's just from like Ferndale to Pontiac, but actually all the way from downtown Jefferson all the way up to Pontiac, there's stuff going on. Downtown, there'll be cars down there. I promise you that, 100%. We go to the Ford Piquette plant where they have a car show, and then you can actually go inside, walk around, take a tour of the old Ford Piquette plant, which I highly recommend. And then we had a police escorted parade from the Piquette plant up Woodward to the Dream Cruise. So that was a fun time. I highly recommend doing that. 13 Mile, of course, is about the epicenter. That's where the most busiest is going to be. Probably 12 to 14 Mile will be the most busiest, 13 being the epicenter. Then you can go up to Pontiac, where once you get up there, they do racing at the M1 concourse right on Woodward. That's a cool thing to check out. And then once you get up into Pontiac, they let you do a little bit of a burnouts. That's where you'll find the burnouts and the crazy stuff going on. Those are pluses, and that's why Woodward is still on my list. So for the cons of Woodward, crowds is definitely a thing. Just people everywhere. If you try to go into any place of business, just know there's going to be a wait time. There's a lot of people everywhere. Traffic. So the day of, traffic just creeps. and might catch flack for saying this, but I don't care. A lot of that is because of just the modern cars, because people want to come see the Dream Cruise first of all. So they back up the traffic. They're just riding around in their modern cars trying to see the old schools, and that's definitely backing up traffic. All the guys and all the modern hot rods and stuff, I mean, stuff you could see driving around all year, any day of the week, they take up a lot of the traffic. And then parking is a pain in the ass as well. Like I said, a lot of the spectators take up parking where the old schools can't park. So that's definitely not a good thing. It's definitely usually hot that day, so make sure you're hydrated. And then, like I said, there's no parkings. Yeah, that's why I have Woodward Dream Cruise at number 3. Coming in at number 2 on the list, we have the St. Ignis Car Show. So the St. Ignis Car Show takes place in St. Ignis, Michigan, which is just above the Mackinac Bridge. That puts it at about a little over a 4-hour ride from the Detroit area. This takes place usually the last weekend in June. It's actually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday show. In 2024, it will be the 27th through the 30th. So, my number one reason for this show is not even the cars. I guess if you're a car guy, it gives you a great excuse to go up there. But my number one reason is just the beauty, man. It is breathtaking. The Great Lakes, it's the Straits of Mackinac there. It looks like an ocean, just beautiful blue, riding across the bridge. Everything's so bright and sunny and gorgeous. You feel like you're in a whole different state. But that's number one reason to go, man, just for the beauty of it. If you've never been up there, I'd just go. Just go. So this one, like I said, it starts out on Thursday. Thursday's the actual cruise night. We've never been up there on a Thursday. Not sure exactly what all goes on. We typically go up on a Friday, and Friday, the whole town is just a cruise. Just a cruise all night long. And the cops are kind of laxed the last couple of years with burnouts. Friday nights, they've been doing burnouts till around 2 in the morning. That's a plus if you like doing burnouts. So yeah, the whole town is a cruise on Friday. Saturday is the actual day of the car show, which they shut down downtown. It's a couple miles, 2 or 3 miles, and they line cars on both sides, and you just walk back and forth. There is, at the southern end of town, there's a pretty big hill. I've seen a lot of people online complaining about walking up it, so you might want to stick to the northern side of town. But yeah, there's quite a bit of walking. They shut that down. So my girlfriend and I, we go walk through there for a minute, and then we take that time while downtown's shut down, and we go sightseeing. You can just pick a direction any way out of St. Ignis, and you got beauty. You can head west on the US 2, and it looks like you're in California riding down the Pacific Coast Highway with sand dunes and just open blue water. It looks like the ocean. It's crazy. Or you can go east and ride through the densely populated forest and head out towards Drummond Island with more spectacular views. Head north and you can go see the Sioux Locks. There's just tons of stuff you can do while you're up there. Then after the car show shuts down about 5 o'clock, they open up downtown again, and it's just a cruise. Everybody's cruising and vibing out again. They do have different displays and different things, like an escorted cruise across the bridge. They have themes. So I guess this year is the Corvette they'll be celebrating. Last year was the Mustang or something. Parades going through town. It's just a real nice time. And again, the cops have been laxed on burnouts. They'll be out there, they'll be giving people tickets, but they're kind of relaxed about it. And on Saturday night, we found they let them go till about 10, 11 o'clock, as to where on Friday, they've been out there 2, 3 in the morning doing burnouts. That's why you should go. Here's the cons, and believe it or not, there's only 2, and you could probably guess what they are. Number 1, I hear when I tell people they need to go here, and I tell them it's a 4-hour ride, they just instantly shut down. They're like, nah, that doesn't sound it. It is a 4-hour ride, but I think it is 100% worth it. If you got a trailer, whatever, throw your car in the trailer if it makes it easy for you. We drive up. You don't really see many cars. I thought I was going to see tons of cars driving up. We saw 2 the first time. So yeah, the drive deters people, and then while you're up there, if you decide to go sightseeing, you can easily add on another 1 or 2 hour ride, no matter which direction you're going. Cost. Now this is another thing. People mention the cost. They don't want to pay for gas, the hotels, the food. And we camp out that weekend. So the hotel cost is non-existent to us. We camp out. We like camping. It's not a problem. We pack a cooler and bring food. We might go out to eat for one meal, go out and get some ice cream or something too once or twice. But other than that, we're cooking our food at the campsite, and we're saving tons of money. Also, it's a $35 charge the day of if you show up to register your car, $25 in advance. So there's a charge for the show itself as well. St. Ignis is definitely up there, man. Easily number 2. Go check it out. At number 1 on Cory's top 5 Michigan car shows / cruises. Alright, it's the day. Hines Drive, best car show in Michigan, hands down. We're here now, cruising. Hopefully my dad got the right spot because he's in here already. Let's see what happens. Cruising Hines Drive. That's right. A lot of people I know have not been to this. And it's a yearly cruise, and it is the most amazing yearly cruise because one reason, can we all say it together? The 25-year rule, which quite frankly, as the years progress, maybe we need a 30, 35-year rule, but that's neither here or there. So your car has to be 25 years or older. So since Hines Drive is a private spillway, the guy that runs it, Don Nichols, he can rent it out and insure it for the day so that he can dictate what cars come in and what cars don't. And that's my number 1 reason on why I like it. Because you get just old schools. No new stuff. No new modern Mopars. No Mustangs every 2 cars. No Corvettes every 2 cars. So you get to see nothing but the classics. And it's just continuous cruising back and forth all day. It does sometimes get heavy in certain spots, in the more congested spots. But it's never just a backup. You're never just sitting around. You get to cruise. And that's what I like. Another thing, we basically treat it as our family reunion. We have friends that come up from basically Ohio. My brother comes down from up north. All the family shows up. We pop a tent. We grill. We just have fun and chill. It's a all day thing. And also, Hines Drive, it's a park. And you're right in the middle of Metro Detroit, but it's all green trees and green grass. It's nice views. You don't feel like you're in the middle of the metro area. Just all cruising. We have friends pull up and just get a big old group together and have a great time. So yeah, that's why Hines Drive is my number 1. Hines Drive, I forgot to tell you, it takes place the last Sunday in August. Some of the cons for Hines Drive. Weather. And weather being heat. Because it does get hot, and depending on what side of the street you set up on, get that sun beating on you. So make sure you bring a tent. It gets hot. And then the rain. So Hines Drive is a spillway. So we get any kind of significant rain, and it floods. It's underwater. And that is the major con. Because out of the past 4 years, I believe, we've only had one. One being canceled probably for obvious reasons, why everything was canceled back in around 2020. And then the last couple of years, we got one in, and then 2 of them were canceled because of rain. It was just too wet, too soggy, couldn't do anything with it. So that's the major con. But if that's what we got to do to have the 25-year trade-off, it's cool. I like it. And then I guess if your car is newer than 25 years old, that's a con for you because you can't get in. I saw some guys online complaining. He said, I have a pristine, brand new, beautiful Corvette. Why can't I bring that in? Well, because you can see them every other cars at every other shows. And that's what we're trying to get away from here. We like the old schools. Nothing but the old schools. That's what we like. They do open it up around 4 or 5 o'clock. Newer cars start trickling in because they stop monitoring it. Yeah. So anyways, that's Cory's top 5 Michigan car shows. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let me know what you think deserves what spot. I don't know. Let me know. Bye. Go! Well, that was Hines Drive. I'm hot as hell, but it's a good time. I think that's by far the best car show in Michigan for sure. I'll say surrounding area, I don't know. Anyways, we're out.